Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. Today we are going to be focusing on different ways that we can be doing our warriors in yoga practice. Warriors are pretty much bread and butter of most practices. It's one of the mythology of it. Shiva is the one that brought yoga to the masses, and one of his big stories is Virabhadrasana, which is the warrior story. So very good on your hips, very good on your balance, very good at just building up all kinds of strength between your legs, your core, everything. So different ways to do it. We'll do it on the chair as well as standing. Let's just get started. So as usual, please wear comfortable clothing. Make sure you have some water handy. And if you have not done so, please make sure to check with a physician to make sure that you're healthy enough to do these exercises. Once again, if anything is too much, you get dizzy, whatever, just back off. It's just yoga. It's just about reconnecting yourself with your body by turning off your mind. So just to do a quick little warm-up here, if you want to do a full warm-up, we do have the first video, which was our little warm-up session. For now, let's just take an active spine, legs separated so your knees are hip-width apart. Eyes closed if you like, hands on your palms, palms up for receiving energy, palms down if you feel a little froggy and you'd like to ground your energy. Either way, if you'd like, eyes closed, just coming into your breath. Letting it naturally settle down as you let go of anything you have to do for today and take this moment for yourself. Keeping your eyes closed if you like, putting your hands to the sides, or if you want to touch your balance, you can keep them on your palms. I like to just start with on my sides. As we open up our side body a little bit, we'll do just a side stretch as you start with your right hand, dropping it down the chair, keeping your left hand to keep yourself seated, or if you feel like you can handle it, you can always lift your left hand up to really open up your left side body here. Reaching up, looking up at the ceiling if it's accessible. Don't forget, don't make yourself go too far, because you might get a little too wobbly. Just finding that comfortable spot, keeping those sits bones down. And switching left side, right hand over if you did it on the other side. Otherwise, if you want to just start with just dropping your left, opening up your right, and lifting up. Once again, just finding your edge, finding your comfort zone, finding your happy place. Don't forget to breathe. Nobody can do well if you cannot do aerobic exercises without breathing. Even anaerobic exercises, you need to make sure you're breathing. Because yoga really is moving your body with your breath, connecting everything with yourself. Holding your breath, you'll just pass out. Once again, hands on the thighs if you'd like, as we do a couple cat-cows seated here. So big inhale, letting your collarbone shine, letting that belly expand out, rolling your spine like a C. Exhaling, rolling it back, making that angry cat spine. Once again, a C. Just letting it all go. Inhaling back up, feeling those lungs, feeling that diaphragm. Exhale, letting it all go. Inhaling. Pausing. Exhale, roll it out. Inhaling back up. Exhaling back down. Last one, inhaling. Exhaling. back up to center. So we'll be doing warriors 1, 2, and a variation of 3. First, I'll just demo what they would look like in a full posture, full class. First one is warrior 1. Not everybody's favorite because it feels awkward. I know we've done this in other videos. I think Laura and I did it in our first ever video. What you do is you just spread your legs out. You want to have, I'd say start with a high lunge. You can always have the chair here for support. I'm starting just demoing it for you. So starting with a high lunge, dropping your back foot down to 45 degrees, checking to make sure you have heel to heel alignment. Bent knee will eventually come to a 90 degree. If you're not there yet, just keep it wherever it needs to be. Trick here, don't let your knee go over your ankle. That's the biggest thing. That's the great thing about the chair. It's going to help prevent that from happening. So wherever you are, with this position, this is where nobody likes it. Your hips want to go this way. You want them to go this way. So I like to bring my arms up. If I need to, I'll take whatever leg is in front. In this case, my right leg's in front, so my left arm crosses over my right, trying to keep my hips as even as possible. There's a twist involved here, as well as an opening in your hip flexors. And then because I have to do it on the other side. Once again, finding your spot. You will find out the one side's going to be a lot easier than the other side. And since I am over here, warrior 2, very similar to warrior 1 in the legs, except instead of being at a 45 degree angle, it's at a 90 degree angle. So one foot is facing the front, one foot is facing the side. Once again, eventually this will get to a 90 degree. If it's not there yet, don't worry about it. Leg expands out. Or as you find the space, your hips will go down. As long as your knee does not go over your ankle. Arms spread out into a T, looking over that middle finger. Strongest pose in yoga. Nobody's proven me otherwise. I'm going with it. And switching sides just to even myself out. Same as before, heel to arch alignment. If you don't have that heel to arch alignment, don't worry about it. You can always try to do heel to heel. Everybody's different. Everybody's made differently. That makes us all special. Then warrior 3, it's a balancing one. So as opposed to having the knees bent, I'm trying to think how to do this best. We'll do a forward fold here. Bring your hands down. Left leg, or right, in this case, left leg goes down. Right leg stays rooted to the ground, rooting all four corners. Oh, this is a modified warrior 3. This is a full warrior 3. You look like a little airplane. Then there's many variations you can do in your warrior 3. I personally like the modified because it makes my leg go up higher. You want to try to keep that right foot, the extended leg, so you're making a footprint on that back wall. Once again, that's advanced. Takes time, takes practice, and honestly, most days I don't want to do warrior 3. Oh, we're starting on the chair. So, using your chair as your guide, starting with getting into a high lunge. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a seat. Take, in this case, I'm going to put my right leg out to the side. On the side, so think of, when you teenagers put their legs up, kind of like that, except you're keeping your right leg as close to the edge as possible so the left leg can come down. Bring your right knee as close under as you can. Obviously, this is also going to depend on your chair, but finding that spot. But notice how, unless I try to, there's really no way for me to keep my knee in front of my ankle. Nice thing is also this is taking the pressure off of your knee. You don't want to go forward over your ankle when you're standing because that's going to give you knee problems. It's also not going to be good for your ankle. Meanwhile, taking that back leg, extending it out, high lunge, so back heel is lifted. Now try dropping it down to 45 degrees. Using your chair, putting your hands on the back piece here. If you want, you can try to bring your left hand over. This is going to give you a little more of a twist, so it's going to make sure the hips are staying forward. Otherwise, you can put your hands on your hips, or bring them overhead. Whichever makes you happier. Just finding that comfortable spot. If you look down and you feel like your back leg is spread out too far, try to bring it in. You might not have the ability, to bring it that far in so it's all in alignment, so it's on nice close parallel railroad tracks. But just do whatever feels good. Do whatever you can. If it starts going, ooh, ooh, don't do it. Back out. So once again, happy spot. From here to get into warrior 2, slide yourself back over. This time, you're bringing your pelvic bone right on the corner. If this hurts, you can always extend it a little more. I just want to keep my right knee bent. Left foot goes down to 90 degrees. When you're standing, what keeps you from really sliding is that you're rooting into the side of your foot here. So by rooting into that side of that foot, you're activating that back leg. I think that's why people like this pose more than warrior 1, because you lose that extra ground, that extra clearance by turning it to 45. So now you're really rooting into like this back section of your foot when you're in 45, as opposed to 90 when you have the whole side of the foot. So this might be easier. Once again, I consider this the strongest pose in yoga. Activating both legs, activating your hip bones, your hip flexors, your legs, your feet, everything. Toes stay out of the equation to keep your foot grounded in all 4 corners. Extending arms out, looking over that middle finger, shoulders rolled back. If your arms feel a little weak, you might be a little tired, you can always cactus them. Still looking over the side. In the warrior story, this is the warrior, which verba comes up. That's what warrior means. Asana is the pose. Actually, asana actually means pose in Sanskrit. So extending out, ready for whatever comes. Good, bad, or indifferent. In the story, he actually goes in and chops off his father-in-law's head. But we're not doing that today. Just finding that strength. I'll be honest with you, I'm feeling it in my thigh right now. So hopefully you are too, and hopefully it's a good kind of feeling, not a, oh God, I don't have to go to the doctor after this feeling. If it's too much, let it go, which is what we're going to do. Now, actually, hold on. If you need to loosen it up, I want to try one more thing here while we're in here. I lied. We are doing another warrior, which is warrior 4, peaceful warrior. So if you have this and you like it, try flipping your front palm, reaching back, down your left leg, opening up your side body again. Peaceful warrior. You should not feel this in your lower back. This is a side stretch, not a back bend. I don't like that, how that feels. Just find your happy place. Looking underneath your armpit, that's going to give you more opening in your heart. And close it off. Coming back to center, quick forward fold before we get into the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. Oh, that feels good. And then back up, setting yourself up on your other side, excuse me. So once again, left leg on this case. Bring it out to the side. This chair, I'm tall enough and this chair short enough where I can get my angling done correctly so I don't have my foot dangling too much. So if you're like my mother, who's adorably short, and you're going to be dangling, I feel like that's going to put a lot of work on your core and a lot of unneeded pressure. So try to find a different chair. Or we're going to be standing shortly. That might feel better because I had some people in classes, they hated this. So we stuck to standing. So once again, finding that comfortable spot. High lunge. Seated high lunge. Hips are straight. From here, drop that to a 45. Keeping those toes dangling out over there. Trying to keep it all in balance. Once again, if you need to, you can always wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just trying to keep it on railroad tracks. Heel to heel alignment. So in this case with the chair, my heel is matching up with the front spoke. Leg. Or spoke. It's the same thing, right? Nobody's here. Why am I talking to myself? Finding that happy place. Arms up, rising up. Warrior 1 is about to rise up. The discomfort and uncomfortableness. In the rise, the fear. The unknowing. Settling into this. Enjoying it, hopefully. I'm still feeling it in this thigh. Bringing it down, lifting up that back heel. That's a trick to it. When you're standing, we do this too much in class. You'll be in warrior 1. Warrior two, but you need to make sure you lift that foot. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your hammies and all kinds of stuff in your leg. I don't like it. I like to pop up and then replace. So pop up, replace, setting yourself up for warrior two. Finding that spot again. Extending out. Middle finger. Finding your strength. Doing the cactus again if needed. Looking out over that middle finger. That drishti gaze is over your middle finger. Drishti gaze, unmoving point. Arms stay straight. This looks comfortable. This is going to help build your strength. Shoulder strength. Need that shoulder strength so you're not stooping over. Shoulders rolled into your back to protect your spine. Seeing where it is. Now I'm starting to feel it in my left thigh. Just finding that comfortable zone. That edge that you have. Hold it here for one more breath so we're even on both sides. And then before I forget, flipping your palm, going back into your warrior four, your side angle. Oh, it feels so nice. It feels so nice. Just an opening on the side. This just feels good. And closing it off. It's very similar to what we did seated at the beginning, where we went over to our side. Just it's opening up. You need your side body. Those little muffin tops we get, that's going to help extend yourself. I always think of like my daughter. She was a little Michelin baby, and now she's like, oh yeah, she's over 4. Is she 4 feet tall? She's almost 4 feet tall, and she's like this wide. Because you got to get all that little mushiness to spread out. So I run into yogis who feel like they're taller after they've practiced a lot more because they're standing straighter, not stooping. Your spine stays straight and aligned. That's how you're going to keep yourself more spine healthy. I don't want to say more healthy, period. There's a lot more involved with it. Inhale. Exhale, fold it down. Once again, if you can't reach your toes, don't worry about it. Just the act of folding forward, just releasing everything that's happened, everything that's going to happen, because we still have to do standing. Coming on up. Going to the back of your chair. One thing, once again, that I like about using the chair is that you can check your alignment a lot better. Because if you're just standing on a mat and you're not paying attention, this isn't activating anything. This is lazy. This is tired. We're not doing lazy or tired. So, once again, using your back leg. I'm using leg sounds better. Aligning we'll start with our right. Lining your right leg up with the left, or with the back knee. So everything's in alignment. It's hard to tell because of the mirror. Okay. Once again, let's do a pop-up. Do our lunge. You have your hands on the chair. Chair is there to be there to support you, to love you. If this feels weird, there's another video. You can always go to the side. For intents and purposes right now, because we'll be going into warrior two, I'm staying on the back. I'll demonstrate for the side for warrior two as well, just for sake of argument. So once again, starting in your high lunge. Knees not going over. Best way for you to judge also is to look. If you can see your big toes, especially that big toe, you're doing good. You could have your knee in alignment, but you can't see your big toe. Wow. That's not good. Push it over. See how everything's all nice and aligned now? Protect the knee. My friend just went back in for his second knee surgery, double knee surgery. So, from your low lunge, drop to 45 degrees. You have the chair there again. Chair, you can use it to propel yourself forward. As long as you're not resting on it, just placing your arm on it so if the chair got moved out, nothing's going to happen. Rising your arms up if you have it. If you don't worry about it. That's, again, why the chair is here. Really feeling this in my legs. I don't know about you, but I definitely am. Once again, if you're using the side of the chair, just using that part or this part. This would open you up a little more as far as that, not as far as this. That's English, by the way. Reaching your heel back up to the low lunge or high lunge. Drop it down to 90 degrees. Chair is here. Now you can hold it on to the front completely. Notice how I'm still not going over my ankle. Got it? You can start with one arm, looking over that middle finger, and go for the other arm. Once again, whatever feels good. This is a lot. This is all in your core area, which is not just abs. It's your core. Core strength. Core strength is going to keep you more resilient to life in general. We keep our stress in our hips. Core work helps work out everything in your hips, especially those hard emotions. Especially as when I'm filming this, it's right after the holidays. A lot comes up. So from here, if your arms are extended out, going into our peaceful, again, you need to keep your hands there. Otherwise, take your front palm, flipping it up. This is good here. Once again, moving the chair away. That's all you can see. Send the one arm up, or if you have it, you can extend down. Whatever feels good. If you like how this feels more than how this feels, you still have the chair. Good. Lifting ourselves back up, walking yourself in. You don't need to lift up, but if you do decide to do that, make sure you go nice and slow. You build your strength with going slow. We don't like to see ballerinas flopping all over the place. We like to see them moving gracefully. You don't move gracefully by going quickly. It looks like you are sometimes, but you're still moving pretty slow. So setting yourself up again. Oh, I forgot. Do you want to do warrior two on the side of the chair? See how everything's in alignment? You can see my toes. See my heel? Not without me moving that. But see how you can see my toes? It's all in a straight line. That's another thing. This is Kegel work. You want to be floppy? Squeeze it in. Work on your core. Just squeeze in. That's where you get that perfect alignment. And also helps protect your lower back. Left side. Setting yourself up. Dropping once again. Go into low lunge. Making sure everybody's in alignment, using that chair. Or using the chair. Drop it down to 45 degrees. If we did it on the other side, let's check it. See how you can see my entire back foot. See how you can see my knee is not going over any funky thing on my ankle. Because when you're in warrior one and high lunge, you're not parallel, you're railroad tracked. That's the secret to that. But you do, you look like a fighter. So making sure you have your chair here for support. Since we're still in warrior one, turning your hips to face the other wall, facing the front of your leg. Make sure you can see those toes. Good. Pausing for a moment, finding your strength, and then if you can, raise your arms up. Using your chair again, if you need to make sure you're facing to the side or facing forward. Side, using just. Lowering down, lifting that back foot up, drop it down for the 90 degrees, setting yourself up for warrior two again. Arms spread out or one at a time. Just find out your sticky gaze. This can be hard. Depending on what you've done today, what you've been doing, this could be it. If it's not, extend out. Don't forget, you don't want to compromise. Make sure you can see those big toes. Eventually it becomes 90 degrees. I have days I can do great 90 degrees. Other days, if I do that, I start sliding backwards, which is really funny to watch. Extending out. Once again, before you forget, look. See the toes. Floppy. Squeeze it in. Find your strength in that core. Eventually your hips are able to drop down a little more if you find that strength. Getting into our peaceful. Setting yourself up. Once again, arm raises up. If you have it, you can drop right arm down the right leg or keep it up. It's up to you. this pose. I do get upset when I see people doing it more on their back. Ugh, lifting up. My legs are getting sore. How about you? So getting into warrior 3 with the chair, which we've kind of done if you've been following along when we did standing postures. There's this one flamingo. After we've done our tree poses and everything else, we'll root into, starting with our right foot, making sure you lift up those toes, root into that foot, and then you just lift the left behind you. Once again, this is the work. The rest is pretzel yoga. So if this is it, awesome. If you can extend out, using the chair as support, watching yourself, make sure you don't get dizzy, keeping your hips even like we had in Warrior 1. Trying to make a footprint on the back wall. Maybe laying on the chair without draping yourself over, because that could hurt. Finding that happy place. And then if you have it, you can try playing, extending your arms out, hands to heart. You're balancing. Unmoving point. Find that drishti gaze, that unmoving point to focus on. Keeps your mind active without going, did I lay the stove on? Just focusing on whatever is in front of you. Even having your hands on the chair. Dropping it down, wiggling it out, do whatever feels good. Setting up on the left. Toes spread, root down, lift up. That's it. You did it. Otherwise, extending forward. You actually think, in kids yoga, they call this an airplane. Wonder why. Or a bird. Anything that flies. And you will see, one side's going to be a lot easier to point and flex and keep everything even. The other side, you're going to look like a wet fish. But once again, just finding that spot, making sure you're not resting on your chair, on wherever it feels good, and maybe extending the arms out for full airplane. Ooh, told you, I'm not perfect. Full airplane, your hands to heart center, whatever feels good. And bring it back in. Get hot. One more try with Warrior 3. Once again, if you're doing this just on the floor without the chair, modify this having both hands down. That's where I am most of the days. I can never feel like I got my back leg back enough. Then flexing it. Knee. So putting your hands on the chair, put them on the front, put them in the middle. Whatever feels good. Starting once again with our right. Try to make yourself as even as possible. I have the luxury of being able to see myself. So I know that being here is rolling my spine. Try to walk yourself out so your spine feels nice and long. And once again, rooting into your right foot, lifting up the left. If you can go back forward more, go. If you can't, don't. As you go, keep that foot flexed. Flexing the foot strengthens the leg. Keep those hips down. Keep going. You got it? Play around if you like. I'm not lifting both of my hands up. This feels too good. I like how this feels right now. Lift up. 3, 2, and 1. Recalibrate, recalibrate, recalibrate. I'm lifting the left toes up this time. Rooting into all 4 corners of the left foot, lifting up the right. And keep going. Lift it back. Flex that foot. Looking down at the chair helps. Because me just looking at this, I know I'm getting wobbly. And then see, maybe this side, is better than the other side as far as getting your hands up. I still like how this feels just sitting on the chair. Feels good to me. But do whatever makes you happy. Keep going. 3. Strong leg. 2. And 1. Lowering down. Coming down, back down to sit. Maybe taking a regular just forward fold with the chair. Your hands on it, just lowering yourself down. Or taking a seat. I'm doing a wide-legged forward fold for this one because my legs need to shake out. Inhaling on up, exhaling on down. And coming back on up to center. Taking your time to stay as long as you like. But as for the warriors, I think we did very well today. I'm very proud of us. So, having a seat in your chair to relax, to give your body a time to come back to its breath, come back to relaxation, get a little muscle memory going on by just giving it a chance to recognize and digest what it's just learned however much time we've been together. So eyes closed if you like. Relax the spine. Let go of your hands. If you want to keep them on your thigh, put them on your heart and belly, whatever feels good. Eyes closed. As you come back into your breath, maybe going a little shallow, taking your Savasana. And taking your time, stay here as long as you like. As for our time together today, I'm going to just finish this off with bringing your hands to your heart center. Bow down to yourself in gratitude for making it to your chair this morning or this afternoon, whenever you're taking this. Delight me honors delight in you. Namaste.